of this meeting. Madam Clerk, are there any changes?
There are, Mayor.
Okay.
Ordinance item 4, we have added adopting a redevelopment plan for block 266, lot 7.01, 7.05, 7.06, and 7.07. We also added resolution item 15, authorizing the planning board to review proposed redevelopment plans for block 266, lot 7.01, 7.05, 7.06, and 7.07, and a resolution authorizing an agreement with Robin and Summer Hitchner for access to a drainage easement for Marlin Terrace drainage issues.
Thank you. Can I get approval of the minutes, please?
Make a motion to approve and dispense with the reading of the August 15, 2017 work session minutes and regular session minutes.
Second.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca-Compare?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Bills?
Move we pay the bills.
Second.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca-Compare?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
We now open up the meeting for public comment on agenda items only. Anyone that would like to speak about an agenda item, please step up to the mic, state your concerns, and limit your comments to 5 minutes, please. Seeing no one, I close the public comment on agenda items only. Old business, please.
On item 1, we have a report from QPA Administrator recommending award of contract to Kavach Mobile Equipment Corporation to purchase options and accessories for KME Custom Predator Panther Flex Pumper for their bid in the amount of $51,165.19.
Motion?
Move to receive and file.
Second.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca-Compare?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 2, we have a report from QPA Administrator recommending award of contract to Winter Ford of Cherry Hill, New Jersey to purchase a 4x4 cab and chassis for recycling truck for their bid in the amount of $45,898.28.
Move to receive and file.
Second.
Any comments?
Yes, this has replaced the body of the recycling truck that was wrecked in an accident. That wasn't the employee's fault.
Very good. Any other comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca-Compare?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Petitions and letters, please.
We don't have any petitions and letters tonight, Mayor.
Reports of commissioners. Commissioner Davis.
Yeah, just one thing. We had considerable public concern with the Inspira memo of understanding at our last meeting. At our next meeting, September 19th, we're going to have a public hearing at the work session. And hopefully we'll have a much improved memo of understanding. The mayor and I met along with the professional staff, the representative from Inspira, and they seem to be willing to go along with some of the requests we made. So we'll see what they have for us on the 19th of September. Progress.
Thank you. Commissioner Sui.
Yeah, first I'm going to update everybody on the camera projects. We have received quotes for the, how do I want to say it, disguised camera, undercover cameras. And as far as the cameras on High Street, we're currently working with Atlantic City Electric. It appears that there used to be an agreement because we have cameras on poles now. We, as well as Atlantic City Electric, are searching for that agreement. If there is one, it appears that we would be grandfathered in to be able to use those poles. If not, then we will proceed to Plan B, and we'll give that a couple of more weeks because that's the optimal configuration for the camera system before we proceed. I'll give you the update from Streets and Roads for the month of August 2017. There was 7,496 bags of loose leaf and grass clippings collected. Well, bag leaves actually. 165 tons of brush collected. 279 tires collected. 166 street sweeping violations written. The sinkhole at Buck and Foundry Street was repaired. The road and drainage repair on Hillside Avenue was complete. And the stormwater drain pipes under Ware Avenue and the sinkhole has been complete and reopened to the public. And I'm just going to ask the public to do everybody a favor. When there's barrels that are plastic and relatively light in the street, closing the street, please don't move them. because then we have to put Jersey barriers out there. And, you know, somebody could have went down that street, fell in that hole, drove in that hole, and it would have been, you know, especially if we're a bus or something, it would have been pretty serious. So please don't move the barrels when they're there. And new street signs have been ordered for streets in Roosevelt Park to replace the old faded ones. And with that, I'd like to bring Sam up here, Samantha Cruz, because, you know, one day I was in City Hall and I heard that somebody didn't know what the Parks and Recreation guys did all day. So I you know, told the individual to get their boots and blue jeans and they'd come out with us and see, but then I got thinking and said, you know, if they don't know, then the public probably doesn't know either. So, educate us, Sam.
I think I'm going to be up on the TV.
Oh, you're going to do this?
Yeah, I'm going to
Okay.
be on the overhead. I'll have to see how we can see the TV, but we might have to turn a couple of those lights off. I'm not too sure yet. We'll see when you get down here. I'm not. So one of the things that we've been having a lot of trouble with is actually understanding how our cut and clean program works for the city of Millville. So just in case no one does understand what cut and clean is, it's when that was me and my husband John. So basically I came up here earlier and this was giving me a little bit of trouble, so we'll see if we can get through this. There we go. So the cut and clean program basically starts up inspections. They give a homeowner a violation for high weeds, sanitation, not upkeeping their property. It could be numerous things. They send that violation out to the homeowner. According to what they are or how they are, they have so many days to go ahead and fix that problem. Once it is not taken care of, it gets sent down to my department. We've been doing this program since 2015. We actually worked with Commissioner Lynn Pareca-Comperi. We got together and we thought it'd be an all right thing to bring it in-house. I think at the time you were paying a contractor to do it, and we were having trouble. So we did bring it in-house. I have a crew of 2 men that does this June, or they start in April, and they get done about October, November, depending on when they start and when they finish. So anyway, I just pulled up a couple properties that were fun properties so far this year. That's the only way to say it. But 607 Church Street, as you can see, shopping carts, plywood, everything, shoes, paint cans, kids' toys. This is also in the front yard, so this is visible from the street. So we go ahead, we go in there, we take everything apart, we clean it. So this is the side of the property, the side yard. This is the back of the yard, and this is where those kid toys were. And this is the very front. So I did do a side-by-side, so it's the same exact location. You'll see the flagpole. A property like this will take us anywhere from 2 to 3 days to complete. We don't have machinery, so we're lugging each and every piece out by hand. This is it's probably in foreclosure with a mortgage company or something like that. I don't get involved with too much of the details. Cut and clean order comes down and then I take care of it.
Not a current resident situation.
No, most of the 3 that I'm showing you are abandoned properties. 129 Depot Street. So we had this quite large bush in the front, which if you're familiar with Depot, it kind of makes that turn. So coming around, it kind of made difficulties, and there's actually an alleyway next to it. You'll see the alleyway here. That's the fence line. If you go, we find a little bit of trash, and sometimes we find a lot. So this property was a lot of growth, not necessarily a lot of trash. So our after effect is we took the big bush out, so there was no sight view problems. Anybody coming out from that alley can see, and there won't be any collision. Unfortunately, we did not take care of the graffiti. We'd be there probably for another 5 or 6 days painting walls and such. So we do take care of the property. That's the same fence line. Backyard. And that's our side-by-side. So then I move on to, I only picked 3 out. The numbers currently up to date right now, we've done 78 properties. Last year we did 153, and the first year we did 125. So I'm hoping to get to the 100 mark. This year has been pretty rough. We've found more landfills than in the last 2 years. So it's not just in Center City. This happens to be out on East Main Street. Everything in the toilet you can see in the background. The kind of stuff that we're pulling out of these yards. The back of the houses. Now we don't do structural. That's all underneath the code official. So we don't dictate whether it's unsafe structure. We just clean the yards. So this is our aftermath. We clean up the side porch there. That's the back where the big pile of stuff was. And this is the backyard where the toilet was. And I did another side-by-side there for that property. So basically that is our cut and clean project. I do want to appreciate Diane and Reinhardt and I work very closely every day on these properties. And she asked me last year, can you please, or at the beginning of this year, can you send me all the properties you did last year? I did send them to her, and she went back and reviewed each and every one. The city of Millville brought in $42,000 in admin fees. We don't count the actual cost of cutting because that already goes out with the dumpsters and the public, them actually cleaning it up. So I think it's a well-rounded program. We do work very hard, and I give those two guys tons of credit because I'm not too sure I'd want to be lugging old toilets out of yards. So anyway, that was the cut and clean.
Stan, can I interrupt you for a minute?
Sure.
Will you tell us about the timeline from the time the notice of violation to the time it gets cut? The time gets not a call.
Yeah.
That are duplicate calls, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So basically right now we are about a month behind in cut and cleans. We have so many of them. So right now we are cutting ones that their violation date ended in July. So we're going into September now. We're almost about a month and a half behind. I do them in order. It's the only fair way. Whenever their date by day is, I just put them in order, and they keep coming in. I currently have probably about 20 on my desk to complete. So that's it. It is a little bit of a process. And now foreclosures, they have 30 days instead of the 14 days according to the law. So basically, this is the part that Joe was talking about. I just wanted to go over a few things the Parks Department does. There's a lot of them. I don't want to. I could be here all night probably, but I'm currently. We have several divisions now in the Parks Department. It used to be just the Parks Department, but now we have Streets and Roads and a couple other things. But what I'm particularly over is buildings and grounds, parks and playgrounds, recreation, all the parking lights, the parking lots, and I also am the Shade Tree Commission Secretary. So some of the Parks Department things that we got going on is this is actually a foreclosed house that the city of Millville foreclosed on, so we now own it. I brought this one up because this is one of those dirty jobs. So on the left-hand side is owned by someone else. The city of Millville owns the right-hand side. So we got a call from the health department, and the health department goes, you have a bunch of dirty diapers on the top of your roof. And I go, but nobody lives there. How are we getting dirty diapers? So when we show up on the property, we can see that there's dirty diapers on the left-hand side, and there is on the right-hand side, which is our property. Well, they wind up not being baby diapers. They actually wind up being human adult diapers that someone is either tossing out of that top left window, or I don't know the whole story, nor did I really want to investigate, and I guess the health department didn't either, but we did clear our side of it. It's just something that we typically have to do on some of these foreclosed properties, so it's not a treat, that's for sure. One of the other things that we do is we do minor repairs of the pavers down on High Street. The pavers have been there as long as I can remember. I've been with the city for about 12 years. I think it was done way before that. So with pavers, you get sinks, holes, you get all kinds of faults. So we do constant repairs of like this magnitude up and down High Street. This is another foreclosed property that the city of Millville gained. Someone was kind of using the front corner there as a little mini landfill. So we got in there last week, Commissioner, so we actually got to see this one up front and personal. It was a little bit of a mess, but we got in there, cleaned it up, and got that place taken care of. We also lined the parking lots in the city. I didn't get actually take a before picture of my favorite parking lot, which is over here at Jim's Lunch. We just did that one prior to this one, and I think it looks 100 times better. But this is the one behind the Orr House, and we do have slated to do a couple more. This is the good one. So each year we have to clean up the marina. Sorry, the pictures were early in the morning before my guys got down there. So we go ahead and this is all overgrowth. You have a lot of invasive species here that we had to remove. So we went in and we removed it all, and now you can see the pretty river. So if you look out back, you'll see everything that we did here. There's a couple more pictures of that. My commissioner's favorite. We obviously in Parks and Recreation, we handle all the parks and the playgrounds. We have 9 parks that have playground units in them. So if you don't know them all, they are on our website. You can check them out, but this is one of them. We actually restored the playground mulch surfacing. So we ripped out all the grass that you see in the left-hand side and replaced it all with up to spec and level appropriate mulch. So we have done 3 so far, and we're hoping to restore at least another 2 and finish all the rest of them next year. Mulch isn't cheap. I do apologize with this. I'm going to show you this, but I'm walking, so my hand's really shaky. We didn't do this, but this is something that we contracted out, and it's almost done now. We are about 2/3 of the way, and it's repaving Corson Park around the pond. So I do apologize. I didn't realize how shaky I am when I walk. So, but you'll see we had a lot of deterioration. There's cracks and such. So I come up on a couple here. I did do the whole video, but it takes me about 30 minutes to walk around the pond, so I know none of you would appreciate that, to sit here for that long. But there's a pretty bad part coming up here. But I've already had numerous calls and compliments about how happy everyone is that this has been done. So really do thank Commissioner Sui for working this one into the budget, because a lot of people do use this area. So we have a lot of that. That is around a lot of the pond, which is a huge tripping hazard and a liability to the city. I did about the same video, but you don't need to see it. Basically, this whole entire thing is blacktop. There's just a short part on the Wade Boulevard side that needs to be completed, and the way I understand it, they're waiting for asphalt to be running. They don't run asphalt every single day at the plant, so we're waiting for that, and we'll finish off the rest of the walking trail. So my last part here is just all of our upcoming events. September is a very, very busy month for the rec department. So our upcoming events, we have the Scarecrow Contest is coming back. I do have a flyer of each one of these up on the table there, so feel free to take one. If anybody doesn't know, we did have a Scarecrow Contest last year. We probably had about 50 entries. It was a very nice event. So if anybody's interested, please do that. And then this is Mary and I's child here is Community Day, also with Miss Jordan, and Miss Montalone has helped us tremendously to get this thing rolling, along with the Sheriff's Department, has helped us a lot, and we should have a good Saturday here in Millville. We also have 9/11 coming up next Monday, which is September 11th. We are going to be remembering. I always do that, and I kick myself every time I do it, but we'll be remembering those who have lost their lives on September 11th. And then our annual baby show, which is always well attended, is September 16th. And then we brought this back by a lot of demands to bring back our pet show. So we will be having our pet show on September 23rd. So that's it from me. Like I said, there's a lot more, but you have a commission meeting to have.
You want to tell them how many employees take care of all this?
Oh, yes. So it's myself, and I have 5 working employees, and I have assistant Bill. So we are a very small department. We're about 6 people. And then our cleaner, which all he does is clean our buildings.
Thank you, Samantha.
Thank you.
I just want to say the cut and clean. Oh, go ahead, clap for it first. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I do get a little nervous. I've been standing up here for about 12 years now, and I can't help it.
It's hard. The cut and clean started because the liens weren't being applied properly when we were doing it previous to Samantha taking over. And I want to say that the departments have worked very well together. Commissioner Davis is carrying it on. It's a great program now. It's efficient. I realize it sounds like you're backlogged, but they could see from the properties what you're dealing with. And you're doing a good job. Everything's done properly. You make sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, which is how I like it. So I've been impressed. And some of the employees have actually, they started part-time and seasonal, and they're now employees of the city because you've had some really good employees doing that program.
We've hired 2 of the 4, so
Yeah, and they were good. And
I feel like if they can make it a cut and clean, they can make it anywhere here in the city of
well,
Millville.
and I know you miss them in cut
I
and
do.
clean though, but I mean they
But-
deserve that.
You know, I really have. You know, I seem to be like the person who's a spokesperson for the Parks Department often. But I'll tell you, I have some really great silent partners. My guys give me some trouble some days, and I just say, guys, come on, I need you, and they do. I've been very privileged to hold the position I have, and every single one of my guys are older than me. So I'm this 30-year-old kid to them, and they really do respect the fact that we're trying our best. So I really do appreciate. If any of my Parks Department guys listening, I do not ever take full credit for the Parks Department. My guys really are the backbone for my department.
Well,
So
and I appreciate the one property, that 129 Depot. We walk around the neighborhoods, and that one, there was actually someone in it when we walked by because they were using the weeds and the bushes on the side to be able to pull the boards off, and nobody could tell because it was so protected. So
Yeah.
you did a great service beyond just cleaning up the yard by doing that.
well, that's
And,
another thing. When we're on the property, we're always looking for that. We're looking for unsecured things. We look for suspicious things going on. So we're always keeping an eye out for that. So we really do try to watch out. And I mean, I can't tell you the neighbors that come out and go, "Thank you so much," and how much do you charge? So I mean, if the city was allowed to, we probably could get into a side business cutting lawn.
But I noticed, though, too, by you doing that, a lot of the neighboring properties have also started cleaning up their properties because I think it's a matter of pride. They notice that one looks, I mean, they look great from the pictures when they're done. They look terrible before because I've seen some of them. But then I've noticed other people are keeping their yards up. Not that they didn't, but even better because they're trying to keep up with you now.
And I would have to say too, I think over the last this is our third season, there are not as many repeats.
Good.
So when I go into because I go back to search, and those same numbers don't always come up. I mean, you do have your repeaters, but there's not as many. And there are a couple people. Oh wow, the city's charging me that much. They come and cut and clean themselves. So I think we're doing a good justice for the public.
Well, and it is another source of income for the city, so I'm glad you brought that up also.
Yes, and I have a lot of people requesting that those empty lots become parks. I'm just telling you. Not that I want to maintain them, but a lot of people, oh, that'd be great for the kids, you know. And I try to explain to them, listen, 2 blocks over, there's another park. You can play there. But, you know, everybody wants, which is funny because probably back in the day, everybody would have been like, we don't want to park in our neighborhood. The kids are going to be loud. And now when you go out into these neighborhoods, everybody wants a park. So just unfortunately, it costs a lot of money. I will mention the course and park thing because I did come up on Facebook. Actually, I had a bunch of kids with sad faces and everything that on Facebook. And the issue with that particular slide, if Commissioner Suey didn't let you know, is that unit is 25 years old. So they don't just have parts sitting in a warehouse that we can call up and they bring to us. So they're retrofitting the actual part to replace that slide. Because I recommend, since the structure is so well maintained and such in good condition, that we do replace it. But it's time they retrofit a new slide. It's $2,000, and it doesn't. You don't just put in another. You can't put it on the footing that's there. They're making a new slide, so you have to put a new footing in too. So after it's all said and done, one slide is going to cost the city of Millville $4,000. But for the use that park is getting, I think it's well worth it. So Commissioner Suey did agree with me on that one, and we're going to move forward and replace that. But it's very, very expensive to replace parts in the parks. So.
Thank you you're
you,
doing a great job. Thank you,
Thank you.
Samantha.
You know, I just
And
have
to
one
all
more
your
thing.
department.
Yeah, thank you. Just one more update on the Wheaton property. Got a couple questions about what all the city trucks doing there today. Rio Tinto is doing, that's the legacy company for Alcan. They're doing the pollution remediation on the pond called Ada Pond. And in order to do that, they need a room to get trucks in and out and build a little treatment thing that they're building out there. So we had the entire crew in there, and they got everything done, the brush hog all the way around the pond, and cut down a bunch of trees and overgrowth. So they did a very good job on that too, and that was done in one day. I was real happy about that. In conjunction with Streets and Roads picking up the
They've been
brush.
trying to do that environmental work since like 2009, and the previous owners would not let them on the property or kept on saying we're going to sell it, so wait till the new owners come. So it was stalled until we did the foreclosure process. So I'm happy. I think they said it'll be done by next year, right? In the beginning of
That's
next
the plan.
year.
Yeah, unless
Yeah.
they,
So that's a
come up
big
with something else.
project. That'll be good.
Progress.
Anything else, Commissioner?
That's
Thank
it.
you. Commissioner Addis?
Yes, sir, Mayor, thank you.
I'd like to give a report, please, from the Millville Police Stats, August 2017. Millville Police responded to approximately 2,210 incidents. The following is an overview of calls for service of investigations for the month of August. Responded to 95 motor vehicle accidents, conducted 242 motor vehicle stops, 177 alarm calls, 120 property checks, 95 DV incidents, 115 harassments, 45 shopliftings, and 55 unwanted persons, 75 MV citizen complaints, 105 thefts, 67 check the well-being, 36 assist medical agencies, 52 noise complaints, 60 burglaries, 44 simple assaults, 11 aggravated assaults, 3 sexual assaults, 5 robberies, 43 criminal mischiefs, 34 psychological, 26 recovered property, 83 warrant arrests, 21 disorderly conduct, 11 fights, 18 shots fired calls with 7 being confirmed, 11 unconfirmed, 2 missing persons, 24 CDS possession, 9 911 hang-ups, 6 overdoses, and 39 assist other agencies, 8 DUIs. There were 178 arrests in August of 2016, and there were 251 arrests in August of 2017. There were 50 Center City arrests in August of 2016, and there were 65 Center City arrests in August of 2017. The chief advised me that the increase in arrests are due to the proactive units the police department implemented in May, who along with the patrol division have been doing an outstanding job. Eventually, with more manpower, arrests will decrease due to added police presence. I'd like to add to that having served in Millville for many, many years, long before I was a city commissioner, we were dealing with some of the nuance and some of the criminal conduct that attempted to infiltrate the city and was somewhat successful back in the 2000s. And I can sit here tonight and say beyond a shadow of a doubt that I feel as though Millville is definitely on the track to becoming a very safe city due to the presence of more manpower. I want to make that known because oftentimes people tend to highlight anything negative. They talk about gunfires, they talk about people being robbed. But what I want to talk about and highlight is the fact that we're on the road to becoming a very safe city. It's taken time to get there, but I'm confident that we will get there. Mayor, that concludes my announcements. Thank you.
Commissioner Perry.
Yeah, just one comment about the police commissioners. I saw some comments or heard about some comments about they did the prostitution arrests, and they were wondering why the police had advertised it, but they had to legally. So I just wanted people to know that. There were some things that I heard that they were wondering why they would advise everyone of what they were going to do, but there's certain things, unfortunately, that the police have to do. So I just wanted to defend their actions for that.
Thank you, Commissioner Greca.
Because I do think they're doing a great job.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Just 2 things. One is the Levoy. We got our title search back, and the city is in first position. So that is good news for the city. So it doesn't matter whether the tax credit loan is paid back by us or anybody else or not paid back. The city has first rights for their loan and their money. So that's a plus for us, and it's good news. So depending, and Mr. Van Emden stood here and very nicely offered to put us in first position, but we don't need him to do that, I'm happy to say. And then the other thing is the city just has to decide about getting their interest back on the loans. So that would be a nice bonus also if that works out. The second thing is we have met with the UEZ office in Vineland. The Millville Vineland UEZ has always had their office in Vineland, and we had a very good meeting. It has to be voted on by their board, so the mayor will be there to stand up for us. But if everything goes okay, they will be holding hours in Millville so that the businesses in Millville now, if they need UEZ advice, will not have to go to Vineland City Hall, which kind of bothers me a little bit, and they'll be able to come to Millville City Hall and get their services. So that'll be a plus. And with that, progress.
Thank you. With me, progress also. Ordinance on second reading, please.
We do not have any on second
Ordinance
reading.
on first reading.
Okay, item 1 is an ordinance amending the municipal code of the city of Millville, chapter 56, sewer and water, article 2, sewer use regulations, section 19, maintenance of sewer lateral and service lines changing property owner's responsibility from maintenance of the entire sewer lateral from sewer main to their premises to only that portion of the sewer lateral from the curb stop to their premises.
I move to table this.
Second the motion.
Any comments from any commissioners?
Yes, I'm not sure why we're tabling this. We've had this discussion for years. We've talked about improving circumstances for the residents of the city of Millville. It's interesting how we often talk about not raising taxes, but whenever there's an opportunity to be of any benefit to the resident, it seems to be a reason to apprehend it. And I'm not certain why that happens. I've had multiple discussions about this with our prosecutor. I've talked to the engineer about it. There's no reason why we cannot move forward. Although all the pieces to the puzzle are not in place, any advancement into the right direction is progress. And you slowly but surely fine-tune and improve that progress. So I'm not sure why it has to be tabled, but I guess it is what it is.
Anything else, Commissioner?
Well, I have a comment.
Go ahead.
I wish you'd have been at the work session, Mr. Ennis. You would
Well, I had to
understand
work,
that a little
sir.
better. I understand that, but I'm
Hold
going to
on.
explain to you why it had to be tabled.
Hold on, guys. Commissioner
So-
Sui, go ahead.
It had to be tabled because while we all agree in principle to what we're doing, there has to be a plan to actually execute it. There are concerns from both the water department and the sewer department about not having the proper equipment, utilizing the proper equipment, as well as a financial analysis that must be done to figure out how we're going to pay for this, if we have to raise rates to do it or not, and allow the public sufficient time to digest that and make their comments on the ordinance by having all the information. So that's why it had to be tabled.
We discussed it at the work session and at the administrators meeting that we had earlier in the day. And there's no intent not to move forward. The intent is that the employees would like to voice their concerns, which Commissioner Sui just spoke about, and then we were going to discuss it at the next meeting.
In addition to that, they need some equipment they don't have. If in fact we are going to do this, they're not in a position right now to do anything because they don't have the proper equipment. Anybody else?
Go ahead. If I may, Mayor, I'm going to be very honest.
Go ahead.
I personally feel as though that's not the truth. That there's a concern that this will be a tax, a problem, a income, financial burden. That's the reason why it's being stopped, because we don't want to incur the cost. In the event that someone has a problem with their lateral, the city doesn't want that responsibility to be on their shoulders. That's really the reason why they're not moving forward with it. I thank you for the opinions and what you shared as to why you're not moving forward, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it one bit. And let me finish. I have reason to believe this is being apprehended because we are afraid of being hit with cost. But again, we stand and preach about taking care of the taxpayer. I don't believe it, because every chance we get to help the taxpayer, we somehow find a way to sabotage it. And I'm concerned about that, being a taxpayer in this city. I'm concerned about how we operate. Now, we want to hear from the employees on this matter, but it's interesting that when the employees have concerns that pertain to themselves, they can't come here and talk about that without being threatened of losing their jobs. But now that there is something at stake that could have a cost bearing on the city, well, we want to hear from the employees. I have an issue with it, Mayor.
No, I'm going to end this right here.
No, I want my
Yes,
second
hold
bite
on,
at the
hold on,
apple.
hold on a
according to Robert's
second.
Rule of Order.
So you know, Commissioner, there was no intent about raising taxes during this meeting. We all want to know why. One question was raised was that they don't have proper equipment. So we need to get that equipment. No one here that I believe said no to the project. We just want to look into it a little bit deeper. We need to be prepared. Our people need to be prepared so that the job can be completed if, in fact, we go that way. Commissioner Sui.
Yeah, just one other point I'd like to add, that the water utility is separate and the sewer utility is separate. So that's why you pay sewer bills, you pay water bills. They don't affect the tax rate. They operate as an independent financial entity. Now, there are some costs that are shared, such as engineering. However, the cost of this is going to go on the ratepayers for the sewer. And those ratepayers have a right to have all the knowledge and all the information and make an informed decision if they want to do this. I think it's a good idea. When I first got in office, I proposed having some kind of insurance plan for this, but it didn't, no one was interested, and it got nowhere. So, you know, we're still here many years later, 3.5 years later. We are pursuing it. We will get it done. It's just a matter of having everything in play to make sure that it gets done properly, and when it does happen, that the equipment's there, the people are there, and we can do the job.
And there was discussion of a rebate for the actual citizen if in fact they want to do that. All right. Moving on.
So-
Madam Clerk?
Do we have to vote?
Oh, yeah, we got to vote on to,
Motion to table.
okay.
Okay,
Roll
so
call.
Commissioner Ennis?
No.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca Camperi?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you.
Item 2 is an ordinance rescinding Chapter 11, Article 5, nuisance properties, excessive consumption of municipal services in its entirety, and replace it with a new Article 5, security at multi-unit complexes, Section 40 to 47.
Move the ordinance on first reading with second reading on September 19th.
Second.
Any comments?
I would like Mr. Russell to maybe explain this, because there were certain areas of this I was not happy with, but I was informed our present ordinance does not follow the law, and some of the things that were in it we can't do, so it has to just apply to bigger units.
We have a ordinance now that would allow the city to charge people with the excessive consumption of public services. And I think there's a real question as to whether there's statutory authorization for the ordinance. You need to have statutory authorization to enact an ordinance like that. The ordinance that is being introduced today is one that would apply only to larger complexes. It actually is an ordinance that's been successfully utilized in another town. There is a statutory authorization for it, and it does, the way that it's written, apply to apartment complexes of 75 units or more. There's also a requirement that it meet a crime index that's based on state police criminal statistics, which are readily available. And what it would do is it would require a complex that has a that exceeds the crime index in relationship to the crimes that occur across the whole population of the city. They would have to have certain security measures, such as security cameras, such as private security people, and things like that. And that's what this ordinance would do. It would replace the ordinance that, in my view, may not have a sufficient statutory underpinning.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Anything else, Commissioner?
No, that's all.
Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca Camperi?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 3 is an ordinance approving and authorizing an application to the Cumberland County Roadway Department for the Millville Police Athletic League to hold a coin drop on October 7th and October 8th, 2017 at the intersections of Buckshootum and Cedarville Roads.
Move the ordinance on first reading.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca Camperi?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
We'll go right into resolutions,
We
please.
have
one more.
we have
Oh, one more?
Yeah,
Add
Oh, it's not on this one then.
Right.
I might have switched them. It's not your fault.
Here, pass it
Probably
down,
right
hang
here.
on.
Probably right here. No, I probably have it. It's right here. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I just grabbed it.
Item 4 is an ordinance adopting the redevelopment plan for Block 266, lots 7.01, 7.05, 7.06, and 7.07 within the city of Millville, Cumberland County.
Move the ordinance on first reading, second reading on September 19th.
Second motion.
Any comments?
This is for the redevelopment project out by Wheaton Arts that hopefully will result in an assisted living project.
Anyone
so
else?
this is just another step we have to do.
Anyone else? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca Camperi?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution item 1 is a resolution approving taxi cab operator license applications for the period covering January 1st, 2017 through December 31st, 2017 for the following applicant: Amanda Moncrief.
Move the resolution.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca Camperi?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 2 is a resolution authorizing a professional services contract to provide environmental legal consultant services with Franklin Riesenberger Esquire of Laster Greenberg PC for an amount not to exceed $100,000.
Move the resolution of certification of funds, the amount of $100,000.
Second the motion.
Any comments?
Yes, Mr. Riesenberger's been doing a very good job. He's working on the airport. Those environmental issues are taking forever, and we're finally making some movement in a positive direction. He's also working with using the environmental concerns to change the historical designation out at the airport, which will help redevelopment. And he's also working on the old Wheaton property, which Commissioner Sui spoke of earlier. So he's also looking into the possibility of some reimbursement through insurance policies.
Anyone else?
He does a great job, especially at the airport and out at Wheaton's. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there. Our previous attorney was actually billing us more per hour than Mr. Riesenberg is, and they weren't filing for those insurance claims to get any of that reimbursement for several years, which kind of hurt our pocketbooks a little bit, and hopefully he can recapture that. And he's been instrumental in facilitating the work with Rio Tinto and getting that stuff done.
Anyone else? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca Camperi?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 3 is a resolution authorizing the award of a 4x4 cab and chassis for a recycling truck to Charles S. Swinner Incorporated of Cherry Hill, New Jersey for their low bid in the amount of $45,898.28.
Move the resolution, and I have certification of funds in the amount of $45,898.28 signed by Marcellus Shepard.
Second.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca Camperi?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 4 is a resolution authorizing the award of professional services contract with Theodore H. Ritter Esquire to handle collection matters on behalf of the city in an amount not to exceed $7,500 from October 1st, 2017 through September 30th, 2018.
Move the resolution of certification of funds in the amount of $1,875.
And Marcy told me that the remaining will come out of the 2018 budget.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. He. Am I allowed to make a comment now?
Yes.
You ready?
You already started.
I was waiting for you to say okay.
Okay.
He does not. A lot of money that we pay him for, and he's doing an excellent job, does not come out of city funds. He gets a percentage of the collection. So it's a good contract that he's agreed to. He's been working very hard on money owed from UEZ loans, UDAG funds, also the CDBG grant money, the RAD money, and the home money. So he's been working on that. We've been cleaning up those files. So it's the first time in 3 years that I've actually had somebody that actively was looking at the grant files from the 5th floor. So I'm very happy about that and that it's all getting cleaned up.
And the amount that's awarded is not fees, that's just to compensate him for costs.
Right, so like if he has to copy something, he has to file some paperwork at the court, and then the other, he's collecting, and then he takes his percentage out and forwards. I saw something tonight, he forwarded some funds over to the city, so he is doing his job.
Do we need a second on this?
We do need a second.
Second.
Oh,
Second.
we never got to the second.
Any other comments? It's all right. It's all good. Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
No.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca Camperi?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 5 is a resolution authorizing special assessment of municipal liens for certain properties due to expenses incurred by the city of Millville relating to cut and clean, plus administrative fees in accordance with Chapter 11, Article 6 of the Municipal Code.
Move the resolution.
Second?
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca Camperi?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 6 is a resolution authorizing water sewer termination on September 18th, 2017 due to payment default pursuant to Section 56-18 of the Municipal Code.
Move the resolution.
Second?
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca Compare?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 7 is a resolution authorizing water sewer utility to terminate water sewer service on September 18, 2017, pursuant to Section 56-18 of the Municipal Code.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca Compare?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 8 is a resolution authorizing special assessment of municipal liens for certain properties due to expenses incurred by the City of Millville relating to board and secure plus administrative fees in accordance with Chapter 11, Article 6 of the Municipal Code.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Okay, thank you.
First by Commissioner Sui.
Got it.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca Compare?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 9 is a resolution authorizing adjustments in the tax and utility records.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca Compare?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 10 is a resolution authorizing change order number 2 to increase contracts with Worth and Company Incorporated for a project entitled Wastewater Treatment Plant Phase 2 Upgrade in the amount of $38,158.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Any
Oh,
comments?
I'm sorry,
Certification of funds?
Oh, I got a bunch of them here. Yeah, I have it.
Okay.
Can we hear it?
Sure, I was just thinking, when our clerk put them on my chair so I wouldn't lose them.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I have certification of funds in the amount of $38,158.
Okay, now second.
Yes. Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca Compare?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item 11 is a resolution authorizing change order number 3 for contract with Worth and Company Incorporated for project entitled Wastewater Treatment Plant Phase 2 Upgrade for an additional amount of $348,114.
Move the resolution, and I have certification of funds in the amount of $348,114, signed by Marcellus Shepherd.
Second.
Any comments?
Yeah, I just wanted to explain it. Even though you're seeing change orders here, the work that's being done is remaining within the budget, and what's happening is there are some cuts in the project. Now, I don't want to say cuts, some changes in the project, and there are some extra upgrades being done with the money offset by those changes. So it's a big hats off to our city engineer that's responsible for a lot of this. Some of you may remember that we actually had cut this project's funding by, was it $4 million when it was first proposed, and we're getting a lot of those upgrades done within the budget of, with that,
The lower amount.
within the lower amount. So good job by engineering.
Anyone else? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca Compare?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 12 is a resolution authorizing change order number 1 for contract with Presidio Network Solutions for projects entitled Servers for the Police Data Room to increase the contract by an additional $3,186.69.
All right, I don't see that one.
Certification
have
of
it,
funds?
Here it is right here.
Dave?
Yeah, move the resolution. I have certification of funds in the amount of $3,186.69, signed by Marcellus Shepherd.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca Compare?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 13 is a resolution authorizing contract with Kovach Mobile Equipment Corporation for options and accessories for KME Custom Predator Panther Flex Pumper for their bid in the amount of $51,165.19.
Move the resolution, and I have certification of funds in the amount of $51,165.19.
Second the motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perecca Compare?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
The motion carries. Item 14 is a resolution awarding professional services contract to Rue Associates Incorporated in the amount of $5,500 to prepare the annual report for Millville's polychlorinated biphenyl pollutant minimization plan with a 1-year expiring on June 30th, 2018.
Move the resolution. I have certification of funds in the amount of $5,500.
Second.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins-Compary?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 15 is a resolution authorizing the Millville City Planning Board to review a proposed redevelopment plan for Block 266, Lot 7.04, 7.05, 7.06, and 7.07, the City of Millville in the County of Cumberland.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Any comments?
This is also part of the project out by Wheaton Arts.
Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins-Compary?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 16, a resolution authorizing the City of Millville to enter into agreement in the amount of $8,000 with Robin B. and Summer L. Hitchner to access property via storm drainage easement known as 1518 West Main Street, also known as Block 32, Lot 83, in order to properly abate severe stormwater drainage problem on Marlin Terrace.
Move the resolution. I have certification of funds in the amount of $8,000.
Second.
Any comments?
Yes, I have one. When we looked at the maps originally, this project, or plan actually, goes back 20 or 25 years. And it was never done because we could never get the easements. Well, now we've been successful in getting the easements, so I thank everybody involved. I thank Brock, I thank the Hitchens, all the adjacent property owners. Let's go across, 2, 3 properties. Mr. Bruno, your next door neighbors, so we can finally get this situation resolved. And while we have been working on this for a couple of years to get these easements, it's something that was 20, 25 years in the making. So now we can get it fixed.
Rogers.
Second?
Se-
Second?
You
You
did.
did? Any other comments?
Long overdue.
Anyone else? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins-Compary?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Forwarding the new business, please.
Did we do
What
that?
do you need?
Did we award that bid?
Which bid?
Wait a minute, I'll look. Go ahead. I can always look.
ROUX?
Go ahead. I got it, yeah, no more.
Motion to authorize the following special event on public lands, kayaking and fishing at Union Lake on September 23rd.
Second motion.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis? Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins-Compary?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Make a motion to receive and file the New Jersey Motorsports Park Independent Auditor's Report and financial statements.
Second.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins-Compary?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Make a motion to authorize the city clerk to advertise for RFPs for private collection of municipal court debt.
Second.
Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins-Compary?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Make a motion to approve the following Cumberland County Fairgrounds other events applications: a mud run fundraiser sponsored by Bill Bettino Cancer Foundation on September 16th, 2017, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. pending the appropriate approvals.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Davis.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins-Compary?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Motion carries. Go ahead.
Thanks. Motion to authorize a social affair permit on behalf of the New Jersey Blue Knights, Chapter 5, Incorporated, to be held at the Millville Elks Lodge on October 7, 2017, from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., and on October 8, 2017, from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Second.
Any other comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Ennis?
Yes.
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
Commissioner Perkins-Compary?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Santiago?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
We've now reached the public portion of our meeting. Anyone who would like to address the commission, please go to the podium, state your name and address your concerns, and please limit your comments to approximately 5 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Linda Gentile. I'm from Petersburg, 88 Route 610. We are the owners of Shore Animal Control Services. We provide services for many of the municipalities in Cape May County. Officer Holly Gavrilo is one of our officers, as well as a New Jersey State Certified Animal Cruelty Investigator. And we would like to offer our services in consideration for either after hours or weekend services. We have 9 animal control officers working for us that are state certified. We have 1 animal cruelty investigator. We have 2 humane law enforcement officers. And by law, all municipalities are required to provide 24/7 services. And it's difficult to do that unless you have a number of animal control officers available and on the payroll. One of our advantages for the city of Millville would be to have an animal cruelty investigator. Many of your residents have reached out to us on Facebook as well as on phone, after hours, on weekends, for times when they haven't been able to reach animal control officers. They've reached the police department, and we work very well with many police departments, and it's wonderful that they're available to help. However, they're not certified to do cruelty or evaluate emergencies. So we believe that 24/7 an animal control officer and an animal cruelty investigator should be available to answer residents' concerns and questions. We also have a Facebook page that is out there, and we have offered our services to many Millville residents as well who have lost pets or need help relocating their pets. And one of the advantages of having an animal cruelty investigator for the city of Millville would be that instead of using the state SPCA, the city of Millville does retain the fees that are recovered for animal cruelty. Whereas when you don't use or don't have an animal cruelty investigator, the state retains all those fees. But more important is the welfare of the animals. So we feel the city of Millville should consider either part-time or full-time having an animal cruelty investigator. We have helped several municipalities transfer from municipal services to privatization, which saves multiple dollars for the taxpayers. For the amount that you probably pay for 1 full-time officer, we can offer services, or you can put it out for bid and have 24/7 quality services for the same price. So we hope this is something you will consider. We've listed all our qualifications and our officers and their certifications, as well as the state regulations. And we would love to have the opportunity to meet with you at any time to discuss any concerns or interest in doing any of the above. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening.
My name's Philip Van Emden. I live in Vineland, and I've operated a business in Millville for 30 years. I'm a volunteer board member with the Levoy Theater on High Street. My purpose here today is to update you on the Levoy Theater, to explain some theater finances, and to correct inaccurate information offered by this commission and some of the speakers after prior commission meetings. This month marks the 5th anniversary of the theater since it was rebuilt in 2012. On September 9th, our 5th anniversary gala will occur with stand-up comedians, a separate catered event in the mezzanine. On September 10th, the Peacherine Ragtime Orchestra will underscore 2 silent movies with authentic vintage music. Featured are Buster Keaton's The Haunted House and Laurel and Hardy's Big Business. Tickets for Sunday's event are $5 in honor of our 5th anniversary. Over 525 public performances have been presented since 2012. Over 10,000 children have attended family-friendly programs, and more than 30 school day programs have been offered at free or reduced cost. More than 150 volunteers have donated over 30,000 hours of their time to the theater. More than 200,000 visitors from a wide radius have come to Millville to see famous acts and quality performances, including Broadway musicals. None of this could have happened without the original financing plan for the theater. Let's recap where the money came from. Essentially, there were two sources of funds. $4 million came from the UEZ fund, and $1 million came from the CCIA. The UEZ fund comes from sales tax from the mall stores diverted from Trenton to Millville, and $1 million came from tipping fees accepted by the CCIA. The city purchased the CCIA money and in the project at a total cost of $165,000. There is a mortgage on the property in favor of the city in the amount of $1.6 million, also from UEZ funds. Since the theater was financed and reopened in 2012, the city has not provided any funds directed to our operations. The only support provided by the city since the original construction has been assistance in the long-term financing of the mortgage. It's important to remember that the city has not invested $12 million in this project, as has been stated. They have used UEZ and CCIA funds almost exclusively. I'm asking the members of the City Commission here today to please acknowledge that the financing involving the city was essentially $5 million for construction and $1.6 million for the mortgage, and essentially all the funds were from UEZ and CCIA. If you will acknowledge this truth, the public will be able to understand more fully how they came to have such a valuable asset in their town and not somewhere else. I'll answer questions if you have any.
Mayor, may I?
Go ahead.
I thank you, Mr. Van Emden. I really appreciate you coming out here because a lot has been said, and as I established at the last commission meeting, words are powerful, and when we say things, words are also non-retractable. Once things are spoken, regardless whether it's truth or whether it's error, they're non-retractable. And me personally, I like to be very careful and precise when I'm saying things. I also like to be accurate. I'd like to hear more from Mr. Brock Russell, the city attorney. I really would like to hear more from him as far as what you've just established. And I believe that's what we pay him for. I think he's a city attorney, and I think that we need to hear from him in this matter so that we can get a definite opportunity to conclude it and move any sight of any wrongdoing on behalf, because if you have nothing wrong, then we need to be able to establish that.
Commissioner Ennis, I appreciate your comments, and I have to say, how much was spent is not a question of opinion. It's simply a question of fact. And there are people that believe it's an opinion as to how much was spent, when really it's simple facts. Money was put together to build this building, and money was put together to finance the mortgage.
Thank you, Mr. Van Em. Any questions? Anybody else?
I have a question. Or, since you invited me to ask a question, I'm going to ask this question. Are all the bills with all your vendors up to date and all your contractors up to date?
I think most of them are, sure.
Most of them?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? What's the discrepancy that we're talking about? I don't remember the numbers.
It was reported and stated that the city spent $12 million of taxpayer money to do this project.
Okay.
We dispute that. We say it cost $4 million in UEZ funds and $1 million in CCIA funds to do the contract for the construction, and it cost the city $1.6 million of UEZ funds for the mortgage. That's what we say.
I do not have my figures here tonight, so
that
I'll
that
write mine up and I'll
6 or
bring it.
7? I lost you a little bit.
It's
What's the total?
6.6.
Total is
6.6.
6.6. Okay.
Okay, I'll bring my figures,
Okay.
and I don't have them with me tonight.
Anything else, Mr. Van Em?
No.
Any other questions?
Mayor, I have a question then. So can we then establish something? Commissioner Pareka Campari, you said that you don't have your numbers with you.
Correct.
So can we wait until Mr. Van Enden is here before we bring this matter up again? Because to me, I don't see how we can move forward when we're discussing things without you being here. It's like things get thrown out there, and if you're not here to defend your cause, then it leaves people wondering what in the world's going on. So I'm just asking. I don't know if it's possible, Mr. Russell. I don't know. But can we at least
Really good.
put it on ice until we have him here? Is that doable?
All I'm asking is that
We could have a sit-down meeting.
For what purpose?
So you can work out your differences. But
Right,
I
right.
do have one point to make. It really doesn't matter if it costs $6 million or $12 million or $3 million or $20 million at this point. The bottom line is the theater's there, the theater's built, the theater's operating, the money's gone. We're not going to get it all back. That's all done. I really like to just put that part of it behind it. We're arguing over stuff when we have much bigger problems to solve. So I'd like to put all that behind us. Whatever the amount is, the amount is. It's done. You haven't gotten any money from us. Personally, I don't plan on giving the theater any public money for anything. But, you know, it's done. We're arguing and wasting time over something that's done. It was done years ago. It's beyond all our controls. We can look at those agreements and try to decipher them, and depending who we talk to, we get different amounts from everybody we talk to. So really, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. It's finished. It's over.
Thank you,
Let's
Commissioner.
just get on with it.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I agree with Joe.
Anything else, Mr. Van Emden? Your 5 minutes are up.
Not today, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it.
Mary Messicker of Millville. I only have two main comments to make. First one is, I'd like to sit there and invite everybody, whether you're here physically or you're watching it through the TV, the internet, or YouTube, to come out this Saturday to Captain Buck's Park for our Community Day. Not only is it a way to sit there and showcase the city with various resources that the city and the county has, but it's also a way of getting to meet and greet our neighbors and come together as a unit. Not only that, but we're also welcoming home a soldier on that particular day. So that makes it a little more of a homecoming for this soldier, and it shows our city does care. Since not too far after that, we've got the anniversary of 9/11, where we constantly are saying we remember those that put their lives on the line. Well, here's a way to say thank you for doing so, for that soldier putting his life on the line, so that we can keep our freedoms and we can sit here and enjoy meetings like this and other things. And the other is, I'm going to vouch for something that Samantha Cruz had said earlier. During this coming together and meetings for Community Day, I had a meeting with her. It should have only took 15 minutes, but because of the busyness that she has within that department, it was a little over an hour. Yeah, I'm patient over it, but I saw firsthand what one individual has to do. There's many hats that this woman has to wear. There's many problems this woman has to solve. They're not just sitting in an office building pushing pencils and playing on a computer or answering a phone. There's more to it than that. And for those that feel that Parks and Recreations doesn't really do much, I would suggest they go to 15th Street. Spend some time there and witness for yourself. I thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Commissioners, how are you?
Hello, sir.
Good,
Sir,
how you doing?
good to see you. I'm Anthony Sills. I also am the Animal Control Officer for the City of Millville. I've been doing this 17 plus years, and I'm an Army vet. City of Millville's doing fine. I have spoken to Shore Animal Control on a couple occasions. They've emailed me, and we've been in touch with each other. We do have a humane officer in Cumberland County. All the animal control units, Birchland has one, Vineland has two, and Millville, as you know right now, we have one. We all do our jobs. I don't have Facebook, however, if anybody contacts me, I take care of business. I'm always out there doing investigations, and we write a lot of tickets. Is there anything particular you'd like to talk to me about or question me about?
Hey,
No? Okay.
Silsey, You're talking to us. Leave everybody else out.
Oh,
You're
okay.
You're doing a
No problem.
good job.
I just
Thank
want
you
to let
for what
everybody
you're
know,
doing.
hey, if you got a question or problem,
Maybe
contact
after
me.
the meeting you can speak with them.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing no one else, I close the public portion of this meeting. Comments of commissioners. Commissioner Davis? Commissioner Sui?
Yeah, just one thing. I'm a pretty open guy. When somebody accuses me of not telling the truth up here for a reason and I do something, I don't take it very kindly. Any of you that know me, if you want to know where I stand on an issue or why I'm doing something, just ask me. I'm more than happy to tell you. With that, progress.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Ennis?
Yes, Mayor, I just wanted to thank some folks who reached out asking me why I was not going to run again, and I told them I was all ran out. But I do thank you. It's been a wonderful experience. We're almost there, and we'll keep on going and do the best that we can to make Millville a better place. I've always loved this city. Again, as you heard me say, I was born here. And for that purpose, there's a very fondness and a love that I will always have for the city of Millville. And I just hope that we all continue to work together, building up each other. And I still believe that we can become a world-class city. I believe that. I think every viable asset, every tool that we need to become, we have. As you've heard me say before, if we do not, it's not because we do not have what it takes to get there. It's because we chose not to do it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Commissioner Perry?
Progress.
Myself, progress also. Thank you for attending this meeting. Have a safe trip home. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.